Yep, you got your RP. 3 5s needed. You make that 2.
Yeah, I could only reroll one
Oh
dice.
no, tell me about it. Tell me about it. Craftworld IDIC are back. I've got my new scoring system and the Necron terrain is set up because I'm playing against the Necrons and it's coming right up.
Necrons!
Nick speaking and welcome to this battle report. What a beautiful day, what a beautiful scene. However, it's more scenic inside the apartment because we have my board set up, the Necron terrain, my Necron army. However, I am going to play the Eldar. So let's have a look at my list. Okay, here is my custom Craftworld Hunters of the Ancient Relics, can do actions and shoot, and Children of the Prophecy, can re-roll any or all dice that are 1s or 2s on psychic tests. We've got an Outrider detachment. Heading up the force is a Farseer on a bike, and she has Share of the Shifting Vector for the Warlord trait. That means I get a CP back on a 6 every time a CP is used. And I have the Relic Sun Storm, giving me a 20-inch movement and objective secure. Her powers are Smite, Guide and Doom. We then have 3 Warlocks. These Warlocks have Smite, Enhance, Stroke, Drain. Then we have 10 Howling Banshees. There's no upgrades on these. We have 6 Warp Spiders. Again, no upgrades on these. We then have 6 Swooping Hawks. Again, no upgrades. We have 2 units of Wind Rider jet bikes, and each unit has 2 Shuriken cannons. And then at the back there we have 2 Vipers. That's a unit of 2 Vipers, and they have the Shuriken cannons as well. And we are up against this Necron Novokh Vanguard detachment, also headed up by a female. So we've got a female Chronomancer there, heading up the force with Implacable Conqueror, Warlord trait, and the Veil of Darkness relic. We then have 5 Death Marks. We then have 6 Flayed Ones and a unit of 11 Flayed Ones. We have a unit of 4 Scorpec Destroyers, 2 units of 5 Wraiths, and right at the back, a Doomsday Ark. However, who is heading up this force? Well, I'm sure you can guess. It's Richard. And here is Richard. However, unfortunately, the microphones were turned off, but I can tell you, Richard was very happy that he was playing
Necrons!
Now, the microphones do come back on after a couple of turns. However, for now, you've got my voiceover. So this is the mission. We're playing Desperate Raid. We've got 6 objectives, 2 in the middle and 2 on the outer edges. We are playing Hammer and Anvil. The primary mission is hold 2, hold 3 and hold more. And then if you score the objective with an objective secure unit, you can come away from that objective and still hold it. My secondary objectives were Nuckman Data, Engage in All Fronts, and Scry Futures, one of the Eldar ones where you have to do a psychic power and you score 3 points each time you do it. Richard took Nuckman Data, Grinds them down and Purge the Vermin. I deployed my Eldar jet bikes, the Banshees and the Sea Council to the right, and then on the left on the other objective I had some more bikes and the Vipers. I kept the Warp Spiders and the Swooping Hawks in reserve. And as you can see, we're using our new boards that I recently unboxed. There's a video to those in the description below if you want to see them. Richard put his Flayed Ones and his Wraiths on one side, the Scorpex in the middle with the HQ, and then you've got the Doomsday Ark and the other Wraiths on the other side. Richard put 5 Death Marks and of course the big squad of Flayed Ones in reserve. So now we had to find out who went first, and we rolled our dice, and I got a 2 and Richard got a 5, so Necrons were going first. Richard moved his Wraiths into the middle of the board and he moved the Doomsday Ark up onto the objective, and then the Scorpec Destroyers moved from the central position over onto the objective that the Doomsday Ark was on, and the Flayed Ones at the back did Nuckman Data. We're now moving into the shooting phase, so the Doomsday Ark is the only thing that can shoot, and after moving he was able to target my jet bikes. So Richard shot all of the guns at my jet bikes. It was of course the low powered gun because Richard had moved. He rolled a dice to find out how many shots, and of course Richard rolled a 6 like he always does. So we had 6 shots coming in. I had some saves to make. I used my Strands of Fate dice because I had a 6, which meant I could auto save one of them, and in the end I lost 2 jet bikes. So Eldar turn 1, and I had a bit of a quandary here. Richard had his wraiths hiding in the centre of the board behind the generator, and I just didn't know what to do, because if I'd come out to the centre of the table, those wraiths were going to get me, and regardless of what I'd put there, the jet bikes or maybe the banshees, those wraiths were going to come in and were going to destroy me because I was very squishy. Of course, the Doomsday Ark had a good amount of shots as well coming in, so I had to be very careful. So what I decided to do actually was just sit there behind the 2 pieces of terrain. I did my secondary objectives. So I did the Sky Ritual Psychic Power, that gave me 3 points, and I did Nuckman Data. But apart from that, that was Eldar turn 1 over. So Necrons turn 2. Richard came in from reserve with the big squad of flayed ones. Now last time Richard did this, I used the forwarding stratagem and shot a good amount of flayed ones out. So Richard didn't make that mistake this time. He stayed away out of range of my Farseer so that I couldn't use that stratagem. Then we got the Wraiths, which came up to the central objective, and at the back there the Scorpec destroyers did Nuckman Data. The Doomsday Ark was actually touching that central piece of terrain, so he could target my jet bikes, and he did, and he killed one of them. Then we went into the assault phase. Richard assaulted the flayed ones on my jet bikes. I overwatched. I did 2 hits and I killed nothing. I got 2 3s for the wounds. The flayed ones rolled a high charge range, as Richard always does, and he got into assault. And then he started to attack me. We've got lots of attacks coming in with the flayed ones, as you could imagine. And in a second, I'm going to realise the microphone isn't on. So we'll join the battle report once I realise that. Right, we've just discovered the microphones weren't on. What an idiot. So I hope you've enjoyed my voiceover, which I'm going to have to do. Right, we are on. So we've got 11 saves coming in. We're on a 5+ save because of the Novokh special ability when they charge. So here we go. 5s. We make 3. That is not good. So that's 1 bike dead, 2 bikes dead, 3 bikes dead, 4 bikes dead. They're all dead. Okay, so Richard tagged my Vipers. I assaulted back and did nothing. So that's it. End of Necrons turn 2. We're going to move into Eldar turn 2. Okay, so I have moved and advanced. The Howling Banshee's just here. My Farseer got a massive Doom off. 24-inch Doom onto the Wraiths. These guys here have done an action. They've done Nuckman Data. I've also guided them with the Farseer. And also, of course, I can shoot even though I've done an action because of my Craftworld. Over here, we've moved the Warlocks, the Farseer over this side, and the Warlocks have done Scry, giving me an extra 3 points. And that is it. We're going to move into the shooting phase. Okay, so I just shot the Vipers in combat, and I killed 2, after which it reanimated 2. And it's now time for these guys to shoot into the Wraiths, and of course these are guided. So we need 3s, and we get to re-roll them, so let's take out those misses. Yellow dice are the shuriken cannons, and the other ones are the twin catapults. Right, 3s. Okay, so we get 1 of each that miss. Okay, so you are toughness 5, right? Mm-hmm. So it would be 3s on the yellow.
Yeah, hang on.
Thank you. 3s on the yellow, and then strength 4, so it'd be 5s on the purple. But we are doomed, so we get to re-roll them.
I'd take out, do them all, because you're fishing for 6s.
I am. Well, so I haven't really done very well anyway, have I?
No, so I would...
just re-roll the lots.
I'd re-roll apart from the 3 6s you've got,
Yeah,
so because
okay.
they're the extra AP, aren't they? So
Okay, lots of 1s and 2s. That is not a good roll. Look at that. All miss. All miss. Miss.
yeah,
Those hit. Yeah.
they're
Strength. They need 5s, yeah.
yeah, so
They miss.
but you
What? How diabolical is
right,
that?
so they go straight onto my invul save.
Yep.
Let's do them first.
4 ups. You make 2.
So 1's on the
1
wound.
wound, yeah. I'll get your wound dice in a sec. Right, the yellow dice, of course, are 2 wounds, so that's 2 wounds on there. So minus 1 AP, and the yellow dice is 2 damage. The purple isn't. Fails.
So that was 1 dead.
That was the 1 wound one, was it?
Yeah. So move out of the way.
Yeah.
And then
2 damage 1.
no, actually that was that one.
Okay.
And now it's this one. But, yeah. No.
Nope.
So a wound on that one.
Right, okay. So that
It's got
is
2
that.
wounds there.
Howling Banshees, they've got pistols.
Get but
Oh, yep, you got your RP. 3 5s needed. You make that 2.
yeah, if I could only reroll 1
Oh
dice.
no, tell me about it. Tell me about it. Okay, of course, these can't shoot because they advanced. So we are moving into the assault. This is their assault range.
In
7 inches. Okay, so I am in, and I try to get every model wholly within this half of the table for engage if I survive, and we are ready to hit. So we will need 3s to get these out. These dice are rolling a lot of 1s and 2s. Now we are +1 to hit roll, and you're doomed.
+1 to wound and
Yeah, +1 to wound, sorry, and you're doomed. So of course we are strength 3, toughness 5.
So we needed 4
4s.
rerolling. So 6s. Take out all the ones that have wounded, and then you can re-roll.
That one there. Okay, here we go. So the re-roll from Doom. That's a better roll.
That's a lot better roll, isn't it? So
all of those. Okay, so I am +1 to strength, of course, because of the swords, but it made no difference. I still needed 4s to wound. Okay, so here we go. Richard's got his 4 up invulnerable save. Just one damage each.
yeah, so that's 1 dead, 2 dead, and 1 on the
1 on 1 wound.
1 on 1 wound.
And then you have your RP. 1 dead, 2 dead, 1 on 1 wound, and RP. So 6 dice, you need at least 3 5s. Yep,
one
gets
back.
1 back, which is what was expected.
Which is what was hoped.
Yeah. Okay, and then your attack's back. Okay, so Wraith assaulting back, -1 to hit, the Banshee special ability. So we are needing 5s. No mire will be done on the table. So 3 hit,
So strength
5, strength 6, sorry.
Strength 6, so
Yeah,
2.
2s, yeah. Yeah,
And then
3.
-2.
-2. Okay, so we are on a 5+ save. No, yeah,
2 damage apiece.
2 damage apiece. Yes, of course they are. That's okay. So 3 Banshees dead. Okay, so all that was left to do was the flayed ones attacking my Vipers. They did 3 wounds, and I didn't kill anything in return. I did get engage on all fronts. However, Richard got his grind them down, so killing more units. So far, Richard has 7, and so you've got 19 points, and I've got 12. As we move into Necrons turn 3. Okay, so Richard is in his turn 3. He has brought down the death marks just there. We've got some shooting that happened, and I've lost all of my warlocks from the Doomsday Arc. And then these guys here have moved up and assaulted my Howling Banshees. And these Scorpec Destroyers have moved here, Richard very cleverly stopping me getting into his backfield with my 2 Deep Strikers. So I'm really, really struggling here, and Richard is now assaulting my Howling Banshees. Okay, so new assaults first, that's these guys. They are -1 to hit, so hitting on 5s.
Come on, baby!
There's a good amount of 6s there. Usually I like Necron symbols, but not in this case.
Does it work? Yeah, fine. I've taken a CP, so.
Okay. Okay, 6, 5 up in Vonsovs. Make 2. So that is 3 Banshees down.
No, 4 benches down, 2 apiece.
Oh yeah, 4 Banshees down. Right, end of turn 3 for the Necrons. My Howling Banshees, as you can see, are gone. I did kill 2 Wraiths, but 1 got back up. And then over here, I've got a missing Viper. 1 died, the other one is down to 1 wound, and now my Farseer is locked in combat. So, yeah, not looking too good. I'm not sure if I said already, but the Warlocks that were there were killed by the Doomsday Ark. I think you knew that. Anyway, right, that's it. I've got some reserves that have to come out. There's nowhere to put them because Richard is covering all of the board. Such a small board. A fast army on a small board just doesn't work. Anyway, here we go. Eldar turn 3. Okay, end of Eldar turn 3. I brought in the 2 reserved units here because I couldn't get them anywhere else. The Warp Spiders are touching the building. I shot the Wraiths, killed 2 Wraiths, and 1 Wraith is down to 1 wound. These advanced. I tried to get into this half of the table, but even with a reroll, my advance didn't work out very well. I'm not in there for engaging all fronts. And the Farseer has moved all the way over there. Again, I couldn't quite get into that half. I have done the Scry psychic action though for 3 points. And over here, somehow, Richard didn't kill my Viper on 1 wound. So I'm still there. And that's it. So we're going to move swiftly in to turn 4 for the Necrons. Okay, end of turn 4. I have lost my jet bikes, I've lost my Farseer, and I've lost my Viper. Only a blind man can see that the Necrons are definitely going to win there. So I'm just going to play out the last couple of turns and we will be back with the final score. Okay, so I was wiped out on turn 5 and the final score is 93 points to the Necrons and 29, I didn't even make 30, 29 points to the Eldar. An atrocious game for me. Well done to Richard though. Congratulations, Rich.
Thank you, Nick. As we discussed in that final turn, maybe on your turn 1 being a little bit more aggressive might have changed it, but I had quite good control in the middle, couldn't I? You didn't have anywhere to get into my backfield, which limited.
Yeah, nowhere to go, nowhere to hide, and I was just too squishy.
Yeah, and once I got in, it was just a case of trying to keep that control and be focused.
Well, maybe next time we play with the Eldar, we'll move up in points and I can get a few other units on. It'd be nice to see some of my grav tanks on the table, etc.
Yeah, that would make it a little harder.
Yeah. So there you go. Thanks for watching. And if you want to see our previous battle reports with the same 2 lists up against each other, and I can tell you now that game is a lot closer, then check it out. There's the Bat Rep, and here are all of our other battle reports for you to see next.